Hundreds of thousands of people are stalked online every year.
These stories can sound outlandish, but actually that is just how these stalking campaigns work.
We've been investigating one online stalker.
Only me. I hate doing videos.
In this short video, I'm going to reveal to you how I was involved in helping the general public realise that Brad Burton, Naomi Timperley, Justine and others were victims of Samantha Royle, the person in the Panorama My Online Stalker as broadcast today.
Thousands of abusive messages.
Was it tough on your family, all of this?
Of course it was. Of course it was.
Told malicious lies.
I didn't want to do anything after that. I have to carry on.
And that's just the tip of a massive iceberg. It really would be wise to search out BBC iPlayer for My Online Stalker as broadcast on the 31st of March 2025. It's available now for the next year. If you're in England, if you're outside England, you'd need to use an IS. Are they called ISPs? To make it look like you're in England so that it will then let you watch it. Or you may find sometimes they put things on YouTube a couple of days after on the BBC Panorama's YouTube site. 31st of March 2025. Tonight at 8 p.m. United Kingdom time on British television station BBC, Panorama's investigative news programme will broadcast My Online Stalker. It's also available to watch right now online and for the next year at bbc.co.uk/programmes/M0029TY1 or search online for BBC iPlayer and then Panorama and the episode for 31st of March 25. My Online Stalker. Around 600,000 people a year report online stalking and harassment to the police in England and Wales. So what does it feel like to be one of the victims? Panorama investigates one extraordinary case. A businesswoman who ruined lives by posting thousands of abusive messages. For more than a decade, she targeted other business people and falsely accused them of crimes ranging from slashing her tyres to killing her cat. Reporter Dara McIntyre meets the victims who have been publicly vilified. They don't know why they were targeted and they haven't been able to get the messages taken down. One of those victims featured in the programme was British motivational speaker Brad Burton. And another victim is tech industry expert and leader Naomi Timperley. There were other victims such as Justine, who you'll see on the programme. And as this BBC News story, it'll be at the link above or below, mentions, they literally met for 30 seconds, then she stalked him for 4 whole years. For more on the story, I recommend visiting bradburton.biz/stalker. Again, the link will be above or below this video. On that page, as well as letters from the police, you will also see emails. Now on there, who they were sent to is redacted, but I can tell you they were sent to me, Alex William Smith, better known as Jonathan Royle Hypnotist. Email number 1 and another email, which I managed to acquire from Wayne Hasselby, the police officer who was dealing with this, to clearly confirm. Well, in the case of the first email, to confirm, as it does, my apologies for the dual name above. Well, the reason for that is because I'd put Alex William Smith and Jonathan Royle names at the end of the email. You have signed the main text of your request as Jonathan, however, the contact details as Alex. With regards to your request, I can confirm the following. The letters are 100% genuine and factually correct. Mr. Burton is not being investigated by Greater Manchester Police nor any other police force. He is currently a victim of crime in an ongoing investigation. After I had posted this on the internet to prove that what Brad was saying was true and that what Samantha Wall was saying was complete lies, I became a target for her lies, defamatory comments and such like, basically claiming that I'd forged police emails, which is why I contacted the police again to confirm that they were indeed and are indeed 100% genuine and factually correct. You can see them on bradburton.biz/stalker. On the BBC News article, link above or below this video, it is today, the 31st of March 2025, reported that Wall, aged 55, a social media consultant, pleaded guilty to charges of stalking and sending false messages at Manchester Magistrates Court last November. Her sentencing was delayed for a second time last week, but the judge told her to expect a prison sentence. Wall's legal team said a psychiatric report showed she has a chronic, delusional mental health illness. Her conviction was in relation to two victims, Brad Burton and businesswoman Naomi Timperley, who were targeted with abusive messages over the past 4 years. It's just been hideous, really hideous, and I don't know why it happened, Naomi tells us. I'm still really anxious, sometimes I get really sad. BBC Panorama has spoken to other victims who say they were stalked by Wall over a period of more than 10 years. Some had never met Wall, while others only knew her as a passing acquaintance. And still, the messages have not been removed from Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn or other social media platforms where the vindictive, defamatory comments were posted. As you'll guess by now, the female tech influencer did get her arrested, and quite rightly so. This is one of many things that appeared on LinkedIn and then got linked to on Twitter, on Facebook and numerous other social media platforms, and in most cases are still there. The social media platforms need to do better. Within that, Sam Wall talks about flying monkeys and accuses Brad and her other victims of having a core gang of people who are gaslighting and lying, which is just complete and utter madness. And within that, she clearly says, giving the link to images of the emails I obtained from Greater Manchester Police, that I, in my birth name Alex Smith, a mate of the motivational psychopath, heavily began targeting me. He's played an integral part of forging law enforcement paperwork, apparently. And then apparently I've been, according to her, harassing her and such like, which of course, again, complete and utter nonsense and lies. On that same post, as you can see, yes, I was on the internet insisting that the motivational, he's not a motivational psychopath, one of the nicest people you meet, Brad Burton, and I was insisting he was not in prison due to the fact that he was not in prison and also due to the fact that he does not have a twin brother. Did I kind of label her as the biggest fantasist of 2022? No doubt I did at the time, due to the fact that I'd done my investigation research and proved that she was blatantly lying about things like properties being sold and Brad being involved and such like. And there we go again. Defamatory, untrue allegations of me falsifying law enforcement paperwork. She then has the audacity to falsely claim that I was aggressively attacking her on all her social media platforms against posts where I recount, as she says, my decade of abuse, well, non-existent, whilst simultaneously publicly calling me a liar directly to my work colleagues and a few friends I've actually known for over 40 years of life, and attacking them rudely, aggressively if they don't agree. This misogynistic man Alex Smith is a henchman for the motivational psychopath. He has heavily targeted me across all social media platforms under 2 separate names. Yeah, Alex Smith and Jonathan Royle, just depends the name on the account. And once blocked, has gone on to set up new social media accounts purely so he can carry on targeting me. Completely untrue. The fact is, when she claimed that Brad had been sent to prison, he hadn't. And the reason for that is because he was the victim. Again, just because I actually had the due diligence to contact the police and get 2 emails confirming that none of the things that Samantha Wall was claiming had any validity whatsoever, and just because I went to the land registry, paid money and got documents to confirm allegations about Brad being involved in property deals with properties related to Samantha Wall, again, complete and utter fabricated nonsense. Because of that and the fact that I made it publicly known on social media, I get branded apparently as being someone who's harassing her and threatening her. No, all I ever did, and they're still there on social media, I post links to images of proof from the police, genuine emails confirming that Brad, Naomi and others such as Justine were and are indeed victims of the vindictive, delusional, defamatory nonsense posted over a period of years about them on social media that sadly, currently today, the 31st of March 2025, still remains. Hopefully the broadcast of BBC's Panorama programme will lead to the social media networks taking these things down. Hundreds and hundreds of posts and articles, not just on LinkedIn, but also then posted with links on Facebook, Twitter and other social media platforms. This one from 2023, you'll notice, he found evidence Alex Smith, who's still targeting me with Brad's fraudulent GMP docs, has already done a prison sentence for serious fraud years earlier. A tiny grain of truth there. What you mean is the fake shake stuff that's openly in the public domain. You didn't have to dig for that because I've got a website up, circusofthemind.net, where the full evidence is up. And most recently, end of 2024, I got compensation from News Group newspapers for their illegal actions towards me in relation to that. Somebody, I have no idea who, managed to get my Clear Thoughts Mentalism Hypnosis.wordpress.com blog removed, but if you copy and paste the links, if you find them on social media, into Web Archive, the pages are still there. And this person had shared a link where I had the emails to prove that Brad, Naomi and Justine were the victims and that Sam had posted defamatory, untrue lies. And lo and behold, she responds. I love the way Royle, that's my stage name, has a link to his career underneath his blogs. I have a link to my career on every page of my blog. I did. That's what my blog's about. Fool. Trying to twist things again. There were a lot more posts on various social media platforms accusing me either as Alex Smith or my stage name Jonathan Royle or both, of forging police emails, of being a paid henchman for Brad Burton, for apparently harassing her, even been accused of threatening her, all of which is nonsense. The evidence out there speaks for itself, and indeed I had to get the police involved on a couple of occasions. They did not press charges against her in relation to her attacks on me, which happened over a period of a number of months. Once I was, as you can see on the things I've shown you, in like 2023, confirming that Brad, Naomi, Justine and others were the victims and that Samantha Wall was the delusional stalker. But they did go and warn her. At the end of the day, I did the right thing. Journalistically, the truth is that originally I saw stuff that was apparently purporting to be very, very serious allegations against Brad Burton, and I was intending originally to do a podcast or similar to expose the British motivational speaker Brad Burton, which was such a great shame because I'd already read all his books, and you'll see on YouTube, on my Celebrity Hypnotist YouTube channel, my review of his book saying they are must reads for any human being. You really should have a look at Get Off Your Arse and the other books by Brad Burton. However, I did something that a proper journalist does. I investigated, and I didn't just take things at face value, and I went and spent money with the land registry and got documents about the property that Samantha Wall was saying Brad Burton was involved in dodgy land and building dealings with. And I contacted the police, and I obtained 2 different emails confirming that everything that Brad said was true, and that there was no truth whatsoever in any of the vindictive, twisted allegations made on various social media platforms by Samantha Wall towards Brad Burton, towards Naomi Timperley, towards Justine, or indeed towards me or other victims. And then I published these in the public domain to make the truth known, which made me become a target for Sam Wall's lies, defamatory comments, and taking tiny grains of the truth, in my case, the fact that, yeah, I have had a prison sentence in the past. But as you can see at circusofthemind.net and on my website magicalguru.com, at the links above or below this video, it was in relation to Rupert Murdoch's fake Sheikh Mazza Mahmood, a backfired attempt to expose his dishonesty and his lies back in 1998. Because for the past 27 years, in one way or the other, I've along the way done what I can to expose the truth about injustices, lies, and various things, including my documentary, Extreme Danger, Extreme Hypnosis, which you can also see on my website, magicalguru.com. So there you have it. Tonight, BBC, Panorama, My Online Stalker. I'm not on the documentary, but as I say, for the reasons outlined in this video, I am very interested that everyone should see it and lobby your MPs to do more to encourage the social media platforms to take down things that are untrue. The fact is, Sam Wall's already pleaded guilty to the 5 counts. That alone should immediately have meant that LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter and the other social media platforms removed her defamatory post. In fact, closed down her accounts in full. But no, they still haven't at the time of this video. Bye for now.